Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It is again time to look at some recent additions to my collection. So despite the fact that the season has ended, I'm still getting pieces of equipment turn up. And some of the stuff I got for you today has been quite hard to come by, stuff I've been looking to get for a while now. So we'll start with this here. So this piece you've seen before, the bedroll, officer's bedroll that I got a while back. But it's always been missing this set of straps that you see in front of it. They're almost always missing, and I didn't think I'd ever actually be lucky enough to find a set. But here you can see it's got the full set of securing straps to it now. Well, I don't know what you'd really call them. So that's basically 3 long canvas straps, and then this central strap in the middle that they all go through, which you then use sort of like a handle, because these weigh quite a lot when they're fully loaded. I managed to get these from a chap in America just out of coincidence, see him on Facebook. I'm a bit of an idiot. I don't like buying stuff online from like America. I don't trust customs and shipping and all that sort of thing. But I thought, hell, I'll give it a punt because they were a good price. Got them sent over. The bad thing is he had another set of 3 straps minus this central one, and he would let me have them as well for a pretty decent price. But because I'm not a fan of shipping stuff from America, I said no. And I really am a moron, because these would have been, another 3 of these would have been really handy for strapping big stuff to the Jeep. Anyway, that's the first thing I got for you, is a finally completed officer's bedroll with its complete set of matching straps. This is also for the officer's bedroll. I've been trying to put together an entire complete kit so that at displays you can have a real good example of how an officer might have slept in a tent with the cot and everything and all of the decent equipment. So in here is a French 1945 military mattress. Now bear with me, let me just grab it out. So here we have the mattress. Now if I roll this out, you can see that's just a very basic old military canvas padded camping mattress basically. Now this is obviously not American. They did have a version of these. I'll try and find a photo and I'll put it up here now so you can see. But in realistic terms, I don't think I'm ever going to come across one of them American military mattresses. If I do, I'll buy it and replace this. But there is very little difference between them and this. And this was on eBay. That was a good price. I won the auction because I don't think many other people were looking for French military mattresses. It just happened to come out. So this will also go inside the bedroll. And then when we do have a display and we've got it all out, this will be on there. And I might even be able to do some living history stuff and maybe even have a go sleeping on it. Though I assure you, although this looks quite soft and padded, it might as well not be there. It is absolutely useless. But anyway, that's a nice piece of a kit, and although it's not quite right, I think for the time being that's quite close enough. So tell me what you think of it. Right, this piece I'm going to show you now is a little bit complicated. So if I grab this packboard, you'll see that there's something rather large strapped to it. Now this is something I've wanted for a long time. It is essentially a giant haversack that attaches to a packboard. Now there's 2 types. This one is the wrong one for this packboard. This particular pack is designed for the earlier Yukon packboards, so that's now top on my list of things to find. It's one of the earlier pattern Yukon packboards. And you can see if I spin it round for you here, these little ears that I'd have on each side, they would fit on the Yukon packboard, you see. So I've kind of attached it to this 1944 packboard for now, and that will do. I've just put a couple of big cushions into it. These were meant to have a pre-packed like box of medical supplies in them, and in reality, well, I bet there isn't one of them anywhere unless that's maybe in a museum somewhere. But I will do some more research. I'll see if I can find some photos for you. So now I need to find the correct packboard for this to go on, and I'd still like to get the second version of this that would fit to one of these later packboards. But that's a really cool piece of equipment, and if you can see when I put it up, it is literally just an absolutely massive haversack, and it works in the same way as a haversack. It's rubbish like a haversack, it's just a giant haversack. Now before we get on to the 2 really cool things that I picked up just today actually, let's just go over a couple of little things that I found quickly for you. So first we have a really nice set of airborne padding for the suspender system. They were just cheap. The chap, one of the chaps I deal with had them, and I figured mine are going to break sooner or later, and these are really nice and thick, so I might as well just grab these whilst I was there. So we've got an extra pair of pads. We have another canteen. This is a 1945 dated one, in really good condition, although the cork inside it is the most messed up, dried out thing I've ever seen inside one of these. Won't be using this, but I, as I've said before, always pick up the canteens just to have in the big box of mess equipment. So good find for that. Here we have a cover for an M1910 entrenching tool. Now, the question is it original or not? If I hold it up to the camera, you can see it's got SEMS 1942 written on there. It's rusty, it's dirty, it's very faded, but SEMS is something that tends to be written on all of the Miltech equipment, and that makes me think this quite possibly is not original. I don't know if any original gear had that SEMS marking on it or not. But anyway, it looks really good, so whether it's original or not, this is going on my original Haversack instead of the crap reproduction ones that I've got. And it might be original. I have to do some more research, so tell me what you think. Have you seen any original gear with the SEMS markings on it? If you have, please do let me know. And last on the little gear is when we were at that Eastern Counties Fair I did a video for you from. There was an auto jumble sale, and in that I came across another one of these tins. I don't think I've shown you this one. I know I showed you the other one that I found at Holt. It's the same tin for the tools for the 30 cal machine gun. This one's really beat up. I mean, you can see in the camera here, it is completely rusted up. The latch barely functions. You can get to it, but barely functions. Handle's in pretty rough condition, and it's quite bent up. This is going to be a full restoration project for the channel. I'm going to have to hammer it straight, get it all sanded down and remarked and everything. You can't see the stencils really on this one anymore, but they're identical to the other one I got, which is in much better condition. So I'll get some custom stencils made so I can spray it back up the way it originally was, and it'll be really nice. But yeah, at the moment it's a bit of a wreck, to the point where I'm not even sure that I can get it to open up. Oh, there you go. So, as you can see, that needs a lot of work. But yeah, so that'll be a restoration video for the channel at some point. So now let's get on to the two last items that I got for you, and these are really cool. Right then, so when I went to pick up the final piece of gear today in a trade with a dealer I know, this was in the back of his car. Now, you can probably see, oh, that's the wrong end. There you go. It's your standard American ration crate with the top removed, as I always do have. Now, when I first saw this, I assumed out of hand, that's just a reproduction one, because of, well, original wooden American crates in the UK, they're not very common. So I offhandedly just said, well, there's no way that's original, it's got to be a reproduction. And it may well be an old reproduction. But the more I look at this thing, the more I think this is actually an original ration crate. That's got all of the holes from where that would have had the lid nailed into it. The reproduction ones that are used like this usually don't have any holes in. Every nail in it is completely rusted, and they're starting to come away, like they've loosened up over time. The wood is clearly quite old. I mean, it doesn't look like any of my other reproduction boxes, I'll put it that way. You can see them behind me. They are much cleaner, although the camera, don't think the camera's really picking up how different a shade this is to them. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? The more I look at it, the more I think this may be an original box. Either way, even if it isn't, are still really handy, and I like picking these up. They look good in the trailer and they can hold lots of little things. So we've got a ration box, possibly reproduction, possibly original. Right then, so the last item for today, this is what I actually went to pick up when I picked up a lot of these little bits at the same time. If I just bend down here a little bit. There we are. So this is an original footlocker. I've been looking for one of these for absolutely bloody ages, and for some reason just haven't come across one. Now I have one, and it wasn't that much money either. Now the reason it wasn't that much money is because, as you can see, it's not in immaculate condition. You've got a lot of wear around here on that corner. You can see you've got quite a big bit missing. I'm going to have to pop a nail in there just to give that a bit of extra strength. And also, if I open up the chest, you can see that the tray in the middle is missing, which is unfortunate. However, that doesn't really bother me. In the condition that it's in, I don't think I'd really use it like in a tent display. You could, but I don't think I would. What this is probably going to end up doing is being mounted into my trailer to hold all of the smaller bits, like the lanterns and everything, which normally have to kind of just be fitted in where they can, and the risk of flying around. All the little bits can go in this. You could fill it full of 30 cal tins or whatever. And also, this fits perfectly on the Jeep's back seat. In fact, I've got a really bad quality photo of me trying that, which I shall put up here somewhere for you to see now. But yeah, I got this today. I'm going to try and make out the markings on there. They're really worn down, but it does still have them. And this isn't going to be restored at all. I'll leave it as it is. I might pop just a little bit of paint, just some Jeep paint over this here. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Should I leave this bit of paint here, or should I just touch it up with a little bit of OD? That's got this on both sides, but apart from that, I don't think it needs to be touched. I'm not going to repaint the whole thing, that's for sure. It's just not worth it, because it is in a nice original condition. Also, should I get a tray built for the inside? I do know a chap who could put me one of them together pretty fast, but it's quite handy having it just as a big empty box like this if it's going to be mounted in a vehicle without the tray. So yeah, really happy to finally get one of these, but I am looking for more, and some in better condition as well. So there you have it, guys. That's what I've got for you today. A lot of sudden additions that I didn't expect to happen. Now, if you like them, please let me know. Please leave comments on the items. What do you think about the ones that might be fake but also might be original from what you've seen? Any plans of what to do with the various pieces of kit that I've got, and what do you think of that French mattress? I thought for the time being I couldn't see a better option. It just happened to be a coincidence that it was on eBay exactly the time that I was looking, so that's great. Next month here in the UK is Stoneleigh Militaria Fair, which is the biggest indoor fair in the country. Last year that was a little bit crap. Hopefully this year that'll be better, so we'll see what items we find there. So hopefully you liked these items I got for you and I haven't bored you too much. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we're starting to slowly get there now, which is really good, but we do need the subscribes and the likes just so that YouTube actually shares the photos. And then we can continue getting all of this equipment ready for next season and get some good footage for you. So, see you soon.